Hi guys, this is Vinny, my little bunny. He actually, funny story, was supposed to. Somebody gave him to me because they didn't want him, and it's called culling, and I was supposed to butcher him for pet food, but he was just so cute and sweet, so he's now my pet. But I am visiting in Texas, and so unfortunately he has the pet carrier right now. He had to give up his little home, huh? Because we're living on the road for a little bit. But he's a sweetheart. It's been pretty hot here, but you can see it's really nice tonight. So I thought I'd take advantage and do a live real quick. I don't know if anybody's been keeping up with the 1776 restoration movement. Let's see here. I have somebody actually said I was being vindictive, that I was being vindictive for calling out the sex offenders. And you know, if you want to say that, you can. I've already admitted I have a bias because I'm upset at what David Santa did to this movement. And hi, Betty. So I have a bias for David, yeah. But I still like some of the people there. I cared about them. I still think that there was the people. A lot of the people that are there are really there for right reasons. I mean, there's a lot wrong with our government, and people have to start standing up. And I fully believed in the People's Convoy and going to try. They had a goal, you know, to end the state of emergency, and they never accomplished that. That time is gone. Whatever could have been accomplished is gone now. And any little hope that that group, 1776, had of making it, I believe, was destroyed by David himself. He destroyed it. He made it all about him and about that it's his movement. He's made that very clear. It's really a business, not a movement, he has said. At this point, I can admit I just really don't like him. I don't like David Riddell, however you say his name. I admit my biases. I try to be as honest as I can. I've been telling people for a very long time that he was going to destroy what was left of the People's Convoy, that group. He pushed out a lot of us. He made it all about morality and made it a very Christian group. And then on top of all the things that he did, all the things I said are coming true, because he's the one that would take it down. That's what I said. David Riddell would take down his own movement because he made it about him. And I could see that he was not leadership material. He was not prepared. And I say this to understand, when I say ignorant, he's just ignorant of a lot of things that he needs to be wise in order to lead a movement like this, especially to do it all by himself, and only have a couple little advisors that you trust and stuff, who are also not people. They're just people that you know and you trust, but they're not right for the job. You have no lawyers. You have nobody with protesting background. Some of those people that are actually protesting some of these protesters, where they're actually able to do something, these people, they're professionals. They know what they're doing. They've done it a lot. You have to protest to know, and I'm sorry, but he just didn't have it. He doesn't have the knowledge of it. He doesn't know how to plan, obviously, because they had all that time sitting in a parking lot where they should have been planning for what they're doing right now, instead of getting there and then figuring it out as they go and figuring out simple things. They get lost driving around places. They can't find things. I mean, I could go on and on. But what I'm saying is, take what I say as, that's who you're dealing with. I'm not happy with David. It was the child molesters, the level 3 sex offenders being allowed to live with the children, though, that turned me from somebody who just didn't like David much and figured that this would all fail, this whole 1776 thing, and I was willing to just let it go and watch them. But then, when he let the sex offenders live with the kids, and I know for a fact that he was warned beforehand, even though it was a bad thing to do, period, that it would be bad for his movement and that it would keep people away. It would be bad. It would be a really bad look. That even if these guys were actually not guilty, that letting them in to live with kids while they had the guilty verdict, Bandit actually pled guilty. So they both, the other guy, what was his name? Bedford. I keep wanting to say Jacob. I'll have to look it up, but Frank Ledford, he actually admitted it all, so he may downplay it. These people may downplay things, but the truth is that they are convicted level 3 sex offenders, and one was a man who pled guilty to molesting child. Pled guilty. And now somebody like David, to me it's like an easy mark, comes to him with a sob story and a couple mama bears. Well, I know plenty of women who have wrongly let their children around child molesters, or let child molesters watch their children because they believe they're forgiven and all this stuff, and they change. Well, you know what? I'm sorry. There are women like that. And there are women who will excuse things or think things are okay, and they're not. So, hearsay and the word of a child molester, a convicted sex offender, is not evidence that they didn't do anything wrong. I'm sorry. And it beyond infuriates me that David is so stupid and so, what's the right word? Not stupid, but he is so bullheaded that he can't see that he's his own worst enemy. He can't comprehend that he is destroying the very thing he's trying to build up, because he's so determined that he has to give these guys the opportunity and the chance that he can't understand and get it through his head. It's not about being a politician. It's not like he says, that would be being a politician to care about optics. It's not just about that. And nobody is going to touch your movement right now or ever because of the link you have to sex offenders. You did that. It's not about optics. Nobody wants their name associated with sex offenders. They just don't. If you need help from you have to think ahead. You have to play chess, not checkers. If you want help in the future from politicians, do you think any politician is going to put his name in defending you and then have the press get a hold of the fact that you have registered sex offenders who have pled guilty? And I bet you they'll do their due diligence and uncover all that stuff and find out all the dirt. They'll do that. It's being smart. It's being smart enough not to open yourself and the entire movement, all these people who put their trust in you. It's about these people You let them all down. You let every single one of those people down because they believed in you and they put all that money, time, energy, loss of all kinds of things, and they put it into the movement, and then you let in sex offenders. Now, some of them do agree with you, and they all applauded. The ones that agree with you, they were applauding for the sex offender as he told his poor sob story and his redemption story. But there are plenty of people who don't agree with you. And they are still there. And they are still there because they've got so much into this movement. They don't want to let it go. They can't stand to see it end. It would devastate them. And so they keep going with you. And you let them down. Because now this whole thing has nothing but sex offender on it. And you were warned, David. You were warned specifically. You want to talk about your friends, people that used to be your friends? Well, I don't keep company anymore. I never do with sex offenders. And if you keep company with sex offenders and you put sex offenders living with children, I don't want to keep company with you. I won't do it. You're an enabler of sex offenders. So worried about ruining the sex offenders' reputations and not being fair and just to the registered sex offenders convicted in a court of law, pled guilty. Those sex offenders, you're so worried about their name that you are willing, because there's no way you know 110%, because you, David, you haven't done your due diligence. I know you haven't. You've sat there and said you haven't seen the court documents. Have you talked to the child who said that he molested them? No, you haven't. You've heard hearsay. Hearsay. So, sir, how dare you? How dare you put children in harm's way? You keep saying that God, you're listening to God and God's word. Well, let me tell you what. It might not be God's voice you're hearing. You might want to see if there's a couple horns on there, because it's the devil, sir. If the devil and God are true, then, sir, you are listening to the devil. Santa is now Satan, putting kids with child molesters. Who does that, God or Satan? Infuriating. Infuriating. Nobody should ever do that. So, besides the sex offenders, 1776 is a train wreck. It's now nothing but a little soap opera to watch, to keep entertained. Other than being upset about Bandit and the sex offenders there, I'll tell you what, it's going right down the drain. Please don't give any money to them. There are no goals. There's no good leadership there. So anytime you protest something, you have to, first of all, even know what's going on, the laws, what permits you need, anything like that. Signs, all that stuff, the stuff while you're sitting in the parking lot, you should have figured out ahead of time. So that's one thing. But I've learned this. If you just go out and make noise, that's all it is. It's noise and it goes away. You have to have something that these people can do. I have found nothing with this 1776 that has any discernible goals or anything that anybody can do. How do we know when this has become a moral society? And how are they going to do it? The politicians, how are they going to return this to a moral society? And whose morals? I know David laughed about it and said how ludicrous it would be, and almost beneath him to answer that somebody would ask that. But I'm not a Christian, and I'm asking whose morals, because David is a preacher. And obviously we have different morals. Obviously, I don't believe in letting children be around child molesters. So whose morals are we talking about? I'm just curious. We've got X-Ray over there yelling and screaming at women. I heard him with my own ears on a live talking about to a black Antifa. She was Antifa, but he went up to her and was yelling, what was it? Something about he liked to, oh yeah, he likes I thought he said it was like brown pussy, and he liked fucking black chicks. I heard him later when he was talking to one of his Marine buddies, talking about how, oh, we love you, we love you, we love you. And then he thought he was really smart, and maybe he didn't think we were hearing, but he says, especially in the mouth. I mean, dude, seriously, I have heard some nasty stuff come out of his mouth. And usually right before it, he's yelling, God loves you, we love you, can I hug you? And then yelling, and then saying horrible obscenities, and then playing silly games. He was sitting there grabbing his crotch and stuff at these two girls, and saying, hoes go home, and pointing at them and stuff. And I mean, and now he's like all upset and calling everybody cowards because they don't come down to the movement to support them. Dude, who's the coward? You, X-Ray, Oreo, all of you there who stay there with Santa are cowards. Sorry, you're cowards. You're the ones who are too afraid to lose something or to go against David or whatever your excuse is. You are too afraid to do what's right. And that would be to either leave or make those child molesters leave. But you won't do it for your own selfish reasons, out of fear of losing whatever it is you're afraid of losing. That, my friend, is sad. And that is why people still are molesting children all around the world. Because people just are afraid to say anything, or it's a distasteful subject, or whatever it is. And I'm sorry. Well, sorry, not sorry. I stand up against it. And I will continue to do so. So David can say whatever he wants. I don't care at this point. He's on his way out. He'll probably end up in jail or something because he's just not smart enough to do this. Alex Glasgow has been asking way back when it was the People's Convoy, trying to say we needed to get lawyers. And everybody kept they almost kicked him out over it. And then 1776, hi, buddy. David wouldn't listen to him. Well, I bet you he wished he had now and had those lawyers, don't you, David? Hi. Hi, buddy. Little Vinny, he likes to lick my fingers. Hi, cutie. Hello. Rightfully, he's afraid to kind of come out because there are some, I'm in Texas, and there's some crazy stuff around here. There's coyotes, yes, and there's big stuff out here. Oh, yes, come out. You come out and say hi to everybody. No? You're so cute. I let him out when we first got here, and he ran around under the RV. Yes, you're so cute. I had to get you back. But anyway, there's just so much. I mean, it watches like a soap opera now. And I mean, they have people counter protesting them, and if I had the money to go down there, I would counter protest, because I can't do it with the sex predators. That's just got, I was exposed to that as a child. I was exposed, and it was normalized, and it's affected my life. And I've seen how I fight the churches from letting sexual predators in, and not telling people and stuff, letting them be around kids. I mean, like, I fight this stuff, and I've been fighting this stuff for a long time. So this is nothing new to me. What's new to me is having it be people that I cared about that are letting this happen and that are doing this. And it's so wrong. And I believe when something is this egregious, that you have to stand up against it. And I will. I'll take the hits. I don't really care what David says. But now, I did want to tell you, this Saturday, so in a couple days here, from 10 to 1, I believe it was, I'm going to go to Dallas and do a live stream of the, it's a protest against medically a doctor who does the sex changes for kids. So it's against the sex changes for children. So I'm going to go and I'm going to live stream that. I don't know how many people will be there or anything, but we'll see what happens. And I've been making plans to go down to the border, which I'm in Texas, so I'm pretty close. I'd like to go down there and do some live streaming. We're trying to set some stuff up there. So hope to see you on Saturday. And please don't give any money to the 1776 Restoration Movement, please. Right, Danny? Oh, I want to know from the people, if there's anybody from Texas, my poor feet are getting eaten up. I mean, I am just eaten up by these red ants. I thought they'd be these big ants, but they're not. It's horrible. And they've been biting the crap out of my feet. Oh, Benny, say poor Lori's getting her feet. They itch. I know. I know, cutie. Want some more grass? Here you go, buddy. Yeah. He's a sweetie, little Vinny. I got him and Spike. Where's Spike? He's on, probably hiding. Oh, we got the, here, I'll show you. Oh, there's Spike. Let me turn the camera around. See if I can get you, buddy. See if we can get you. There's Spike. This is my dude. Hi, buddy. Say hi. Say hi. Yeah, you're a sweetheart. He's my old dog. I always show you guys Coco, but this is Spike. Got my stuff. It's dark, but see, got the flag. The flag with the, I like that flag. We need to get another one on there, but it's pretty up here. It's nice and quiet now that most of the people have gone from the 4th of July. But last night the moon was like a red. Oh, it's kind of nice out here, but I'll tell you what, those friggin' things get me every time. Those ants. But, oh. If I find one, I've seen a couple armadillos. And Eddie tells me that if you sneak up on them, you real quiet, and I did sneak up on one, but I didn't do this. But, like make a noise and scare them, that they'll jump and be really funny. So I'm gonna try that. I'm gonna get that on video if I can. But I did sneak up on one down at the river, or the lake. I mean, I was down at the lake and I snuck up on it real quiet, and it turned around and it didn't see me, and it walked right up to me, and it like got up on its paws and like winked his nose, and it's like and ran under the boat. But anyway, so you still in there, Vinny? But I hate to have to be so negative, because there's just been a lot negative happening lately. Hi, buddy. A lot of negative stuff. And it's sad because this is our own side. I'm used to fighting. I started being an activist thinking that I was going to fight against, the evil Democrats and all that. And it didn't end up being just that. It was like fighting the GOP. And then, like, having people that are on my side, supposed to be... Oh, a deer. See if I can get it. Oh, it just ran over there. Tons of deer out here. Oh, I can't get it because it's dark. Dang it. So I've got... Hi, buddy. Oops. We got tons of deer here. So I was gonna show. We got some corn. We got a bag of corn here. Ah, yuck, there's a bug on me. Yucky, yuck, I know there's a bug on me. Ugh, it was on my neck. Ugh. Anyway, Eddie has the big truck, and it's like diesel, so it's really loud. And we put the he gets a bucket and puts it on there and starts shaking it, and they come out of the woods. The deer come out of the woods, and he throws it out in a field over on the other side by the lake, and we watched them. Hi. But yeah, we watched the deer. They all came out and ate and stuff. It was pretty cool. People always going around on their little carts. I've seen souped up golf carts and stuff. There's always people walking around and stuff. It's been so hot here. It's been too hot to do anything. Well, now it's getting too dark too. So I'll peace out. I'll see you guys later. Love ya.